Alright, here we go. This is a 2v2 ranked match on Duel between the green team in the upper left-hand corner, WolfCuB in the Steampunk Chopper. Actually, Steampunk Helix. God, I gotta remember that. I'm gonna be saying Chopper throughout this entire match, so forgive me, guys. But yeah, in the Steampunk Helix and MCcombat in the Steampunk Striker, and he is claiming that these are Smurfs, which I do believe. However, they are not of the Derp crew members, because I am not super, but fairly familiar with those members of that team, and I am very certain that these are not those members. These are not Derp crew, but they are against the blue team in the bottom right hand corner. Mites in the Saucer and Akharn in the Raptor Neo, and actually is Mites going for this forward, but really well defended by green. They are here already, so however, it does go down to neutral, so that was pretty quick. So Mites causing a little bit of trouble for green team, but and now, oh, actually, there was also a jackal drop by Akharn over here, and MC is cleaning it up pretty well, and actually Mites coming with nothing to fight off, and Mites going down. And actually, Akharn has, now that I think about it, Akharn has the Raptor Neo, so I'm a little confused how you would get that if you were a Smurf, because just because, you know, you have to have, like, yeah, this is not Kitten and Tangy, okay, yeah, you have to have elite status in, AirMech, and Mites going down along with Akharn there to both WolfCuB and MC. But yeah, you have to have elite status in AirMech to be able to get that Raptor Neo, and I know Raptor doesn't keep track the same way Steam does, like you can just like leave the game on, but I don't know, like even if you just left the game on 24/7 ever since that offer's been available with using Raptor, could you have gotten that already? I'm not really sure, but you know, anyway, either way, you know, the blue is starting to push up a little bit with Bucky's though, and green going up with Dillos and Dillos and a Seeker. So Dillos the main ground army of green at this point, and Mites does go down to MC's rockets, and Akharn almost taking down. Oh, but WolfCuB finishes off Akharn before Akharn is able to get that kill on WolfCuB. And now green really getting to clean up these Buckies, and Mike trying to save what he can, but most of them have been killed. That mine getting exploded by both green team members for the most part there. Just so they can clear it off, and Mike's trying to shoot in with the Saucer, and really not exactly the Saucer style of play there to land and shoot with nothing in support. And MCcombat looked like he was pretty much going to get away, but actually WolfCuB finishing off Akharn there from behind. I did not see that, but WolfCuB, actually the other way around, Akharn finishing off WolfCuB. But you know, it doesn't matter because green has mid right now. They have mid pretty well covered. And Akharn coming over with infantry only. There is not much back here to defend though. Those Dillos are there though, so those infantry do get killed pretty quickly. And Mite's dropping base defense. I don't really agree with that. They really are not going to be. I mean, maybe one tank, but not two. Two Longhorns at the fort at this point. That's a little bit too much. And Mite's getting killed again by MCcombat. At this point, there's only one artillery up for blue, and actually there is no low-level artillery. Oh no, MCcombat has Archies and but none on the field right now. And WolfCuB is actually going with bombs to get that AoE attack on blue team. And it's actually, there's a big cluster right here, which usually forms in this battle for Duel. It's either a cluster right here or a big fat line all the way across here. WolfCuB getting taken out by those two hats on his way back to his outpost. But it's still green that has the advantage. They have mid, and they have pretty much taken care of all the artillery except for this one firing in, which is you know, definitely not. Oh, and Bertha's MC calling out Bertha soon. They already are at level 5, but Mite's hitting level 2 finally. Is starting to abduct Archies. But you know, I think it's going to be a little bit too late because MC is really close to getting Bertha's, and by then, you know, free Archies is pretty much nothing against Bertha's at this point. Oh, and actually that Archie was probably stolen by Mites also, seeing as there is no artillery in their loadout. So obviously not. I really highly doubt that This is well, and actually, proof that this is not Kid Nakwa. He has soldiers in his loadout. Mike's does, so that is definitive proof right there. And yeah, now WolfCuB killing neutrals, actually, finishing off the artillery, which actually is a good move if you think about it, just so they can't steal anymore. I mean, WolfCuB is probably not directly aware that they don't have any artillery in their loadout and low-level artillery, but they don't. WolfCuB getting taken out by Akharn there. But yeah, now they don't have any low-level artillery, so all the artillery that is the neutral artillery is not going to be able to be stolen if they're all dead. And at this point, Green is really getting the upper hand. MC starting to pump out Berthas. I could have sworn I saw one on the field earlier, but he actually doesn't right now. And actually has 23,000 credits in his bank and not making any Berthas and almost getting taken down Akharn there. But Akharn does get back to his outpost. But yeah, MC has nothing in his build queue. I would think that he would also, you know, I mean, he already hit level 6. He should probably start making those Berthas with that Larry Bird in tow right there. But yeah, WolfCuB has full queue of artillery, and MCcombat saying now. What is he talking about? Are they gonna push? Are they gonna push? Are they going to push? There is nowhere to push because they can't really push up against here. There are way too many units and a lot of healing units. One Bertha finally going down on the field for MC, and another one coming out as well. And you know, just as long as they keep these alive, and they and do kill Mites again. As long as they keep these alive, this will smash every unit over here, including the artillery firing back, which actually isn't firing back because it's pointed this way and not hitting anything. And these Berthas already have the units in front smoking black, so. And a bunch of you just really have to circle here and keep firing to keep the opponent away. And when you do that, they won't be able to approach. They won't really be able to fly around anywhere. And Mite's pushing out with these Longhorn. I don't really know if that's gonna work very well. They probably will be able to take out a couple of the Dillos in front. But once Green sees this, which MC does now, they will be. Especially WolfCuB has a bunch of Dillos in queue. Already built, and so now he is starting to put them out in defense, and MC is not actually putting anything down. He is making Dillos also for defense, but actually this is quite a sizable tank push. It's gonna destroy a lot of the units over here, although I don't think it's gonna be a winning push, meaning I don't think it's gonna be able to clear the units and take allow Green to take or Blue to take mid. But they do have more Longhorn coming in support. All the Green units over here are dead, but all the Blue tanks that have pushed up are pretty much killed as well. So even though this has been pretty effective in terms of killing a lot of Green units, Blue's units have pretty much died as well. So this is kind of like a neutralized, no win, no lose, or actually no lose doesn't make any sense because they did kill quite a lot of the units have been killed. But yeah, it's pretty much a no-win pushing situation. Although they've been able to neutralize this outpost, it does go back up, so that's pretty much a moot point at this point. But now Mite's taking this Longhorn over to the side, and MC does catch him. He is trying to fire him down, and he does reach the front door. So now MC has to. He doesn't actually drop this Dillo. Reposition it. Okay, there we go. Just reposition. Put a little bit of damage on, so he doesn't have to maintain that anymore. But Mite's stealing Archies once again. But MC really sees him, but is not able to finish him off before he gets away. And MC really in the retreat now. Has to. Gonna be killed by Akharn. And now Mites has one more artillery, just one more free artillery. You know, can't really hurt. However, these Berthas are pretty much gonna they're still doing their job. They have not been killed yet. I would expect a couple more Berthas to go down, and especially with all these hats here, the Green team really can't approach at all. They have been able to neutralize this base momentarily with the Berthas, but you know, it's obviously going to go back up. But any time that Blue does not have that outpost to heal up, to maintain their units, to heal up their units and heal up their own mechs, you know, it just contributes to Green team's progression toward you know, killing all their units and all that. Now again, gonna go with a fort, you know, from the fort push. I think they're massing up the tanks there just to do it, but they are losing this battle here at their forward. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold all these units, and Mites does go down once more to MCcombat. They do have quite a lot of units still here, however, not as many as before. So that is quite a good, quite a sign that Green is really ripping it up with these Berthas and winning this battle. Halftime heal is kicking in, so the credits will be able to flow in for both teams. But now the mechanic is slowed down. Has changed since the last patch. Halftime heal has been I don't know if you can really call it a nerf, but it slowly comes in over the period of I think 1 minute, and if the fort is attacked at all, it stops until 3 seconds of no damage goes down. And that is also at the expense of your halftime credits as well. The credits stop coming in as well. Or actually, I think you have to have a full heal. MCcombat almost going down, but Viking dancing back to his outpost well enough. But I think you have to have full life on your fort before you start receiving credits. And basically, once you hit full life on your fort, you do start getting credits instead of health. And now, a humongous tank push. That is a lot of Longhorn, but they really need to start pulling them back a little bit so they can come all at the same time instead of having their lead tanks die. And now MC calling for WolfCuB to make some Goliaths, and the Mites with this booster sauce gonna get away, almost getting taken out by MC, but so fast with the blink and the booster that it's really gonna just, it's really difficult to kill any of them as long as they decide to get away from you, and they don't overextend, I guess. But all these Longhorn are actually coming for the fort. They are going way past all these units, and on their way there, they are getting kind of killed. So, I don't know if this is going to be that effective. They are going to kill a lot of green units, but, at the expense of their own tanks. And at this point, now they've pretty much lost all the units on the left side of this forward, and all the units on the right side are kind of just sitting there doing nothing. So, if they wanted to, or, I guess they should have probably, and Mite's getting killed by MCcombat again, but they probably should have just used all these units to push as well, because at this point, if they didn't win that push, which they didn't, it's kind of a very, very steep downhill slope till the end of the game for them, unless they really, really mount a comeback. And Akharn cloaking away on the ground, almost hitting that mine, actually. But now Green Team is really, really clearing the units on this side. If I were them, maybe start moving their Berthas forward so they can start attacking the units over there on the right side of that outpost. And MCcombat really low on life. He does kill both of the blue members, however, before he gets out of there, before he gets killed, because that is what you would be worried about when you have such a low amount of HP at the time. But now, yes, both green members are cleaning up these units on the right side of the forward. I would have actually expected some of these Dillos to come in with them, because it's really easy to clean up the units with a lot of unit support. And Mite's almost going down, actually. The missile, those air missiles, so strong, it almost finishes him off. And barely gets away there. But now Bertha's on the field for blue team, so they maybe will be able to start holding their line with these Berthas, and to be able to combat the Berthas on the green side, on the left side by mid. MC getting killed by Mites. They're shooting there a little bit too long, staying out. But WolfCuB is going to be able to hold the line pretty well, especially with all the units over here. He is trading. These Dillos for Goliaths, so he is queuing. I'm assuming he's queuing more up, but the thing is they are a little short on power, and WolfCuB is actually the one with the generator, so he actually, at this point they are way ahead. They have a lot more sockets than Blue does, so they should probably just start to put generators down instead of moneymakers. But the thing is, just Bertha's coming out non-stop, just because Berthas are pretty much the prime unit at this point, not to be confused with AirMech prime, but yeah, they are pretty much, if you want to win, you bring Berthas. That's pretty much the general formula right now. It is very possible, of course, not to bring Berthas and get a victory, just is a little bit more complicated than your typical standard strategy. And at this point, there are way more Berthas out on the field for blue team, or for green team. Blue also has 3 out on the field, but compared to green's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think if I'm counting correctly, it's either 8 or 9. So they have probably a give or take 3 times more advantage of the on the Bertha count. There are a lot of hats over here, which is the one thing that blue team has that green team does not. So it's really hard for green to do any sort of approach, using that direct straight line avenue because of all these hats that are sitting over here. So if I were blue, I would try to contribute fire, but the thing is, Mites now is level 7. All those Goliaths are going to be taken unless green really notices that. And Mites with that booster sauce is going to be able to bring them back really, really fast. So even though they lose this outpost, if Mites can keep those, or not keep, but take those 5 Goliath on the left side, oh, 5 or are they 4? I think it might be 4. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be 4 Goliaths on one side, and he probably, if they can hold this outpost for a little bit longer, he could probably keep, I keep using that word, but he can probably take the other Goliaths on the right side as well, the upper right. And you know, if he does, then blue team definitely has a fighting chance in this battle. Even though green has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Goliaths of their own, I am counting these manually because at this time replays still are a little bugged with the unit counts at the top. So I pretty much never look at that anymore. But yes, they only have 5 on the field at this point. So as long as Mites can steal more, but now WolfCuB is aware that Mites is starting to steal Goliaths. He better put some artillery down, or you know, Goliaths of his own to just kill them, so you know, they aren't able to take it. And MC coming over here fighting with Dillos. I would have expected maybe to take a Goliath instead, just because that Goliath can just create a huge, very, you know, practically permanent wall in front of you. I mean, not obviously not permanent, but you can kind of think of it that way because it takes forever to kill Goliaths. MC killing Mites in there in that exchange. And now the blue pretty much has nothing left over here. So any hopes that blue had, oh, MC getting killed by creeps or creeps units, whatever, neutrals. But yeah, any hope they had for coming back by using maybe those Goliaths in the upper right hand corner, that it's kind of dashed at this point because they, even though they have been able to retake this factory, there are too many Berthas firing in, so I don't see them holding it for very long, and they only have like, what, 5 units give or take over there, and Mites almost, or no, Akharn almost getting focused over there on top of that outpost, but now it is neutral again. Blue is not going to be able to, all the blue units are getting finished off, especially look at that rocket fire by WolfCuB, but now Mites free to attack these Goliaths. I don't know why, you know, green is not keeping an eye on that. Oh, but Mites going down with that Goliath in tow. Oh, that's super, super duper painful. Oh god, I feel his pain so much. But anyway, an Akharn doing a quick cloaked scout over here, and is going to go into the corner so he can get a little bit of energy back and rest on the ground. Clearly green does not see that because it's really, really far. Duel still has those interesting, super long, arms over here, shoulders, elbows, I'm not really sure what to call it, but and it is going to let Akharn recharge a little bit, but he is just chilling. He's not really doing anything. I think he might have actually sort of given up. Mites is a little bit AFK as well, not moving at all. So now at this point, all green team has to do is just push up with their, and he's saying where'd they go. Oh, now they're kind of suspicious. MC doing a quick scout does see Mites over the fort, and they can focus him down if they'd like, but it's really not necessary at this point. And MC calling for drops. I'm not really sure what what blue team is planning on doing at this point. MC finally spotting this player, and does get taken out by WolfCuB and MC's double team. But yeah, now actually, if you look at that, they blue has the exact same flares: the Raptor Pet, the Cardinal, and the Silver Medal. So they are definitely at least 1800 in elo. And WolfCuB and MC are like, what is happening? Why aren't they doing anything? Because I'm pretty sure they have given up. Oh, they have not completely given up. Mites is back here with his Longhorn. Does decide to save it. And is queuing up Bertha, so he does want to cause a little bit more trouble for blue, but gets, oh, I could have sworn he was going to get killed with that Goliath in his cargo, but I did not. MC calling out Lucky that he's able to drop it. And now MC's bringing some, you know, finishing, starting the finishing blow, bringing some units over here, and Mites trying to save that Goliath. I'm assuming maybe he just wants to try to hold the line and do a counter push, but he does have Berthas in queue, so I don't know what he's trying to get at here. Does get killed by MC before he gets back to his fort there. Is able to drop that Goliath, though. It is set on, I think it's at least set on capture, if not to attack. Let's see if it decides to make this left turn toward this outpost, and it does look like it is, so it is on capture. But at this point, MC and WolfCuB just really need to just hit send on every single one of their units, and they will eventually get this really really quickly. Blue has pretty much nothing. And this is the value of scouting here. I don't think Green is really aware that they don't really have anything to defend their fort. So at this point, they are just, I don't know, they're kind of just playing it safe or something, but they really honestly just need to push up. Even MC stationing Seekers over there with for defense. But yeah, I don't know why blue team just decided to completely give up, but the funny thing is they were giving up, but they just want to turtle here at their fort as hard as they can. Look at all these Berthas. The funny thing is Berthas are here. Those are Berthas in the front instead of Goliaths or Longhorn. Instead of artillery being in the back, the artillery are in the front. MC and WolfCuB are still not pushing their units. I don't know why they haven't just decided to go attack. I guess because there is quite a mass of units here, and they just want to use Berthas to just shut this down. I guess that is the safe way to play. But even though they threw away all their units, all their credits, go to waste because of the defender's advantage thing, they could just replenish their army really, really quickly, especially in comparison to how quickly blue can replenish their army. Blue will definitely take massive amounts of losses in terms of their units, and now MC just putting some Longhorn or Dillo here for tank walling purposes. But WolfCuB and MC still have not I mean, they have units everywhere. They have units here at the close. They have units at the forward a little bit. They have a humongous army here at mid. If they just sent everything from mid to the fort, then they would be good. WolfCuB getting taken out by Mites there. They really are playing this safe by using this Bertha play. I guess obviously because this is a ranked match, you definitely don't want to risk a loss. And WolfCuB a little bit confused. Why, if this is the derp crew, why are they not even trying anymore? Because it's not, number one. And also number two, if it was them and they were losing this much, well, yeah, it would make absolutely no sense. Veteran players play to the end, except for obvious certain exceptions that I'm not going to bring up, but everybody knows. MC claiming they want to try to OT2 and do some drops, but and now making a wall. That's quite a stretch. They would be at 0 outposts at that point, and honestly just need to sit. Just need to look at your mini-map, and at this point, look, if you look at Green's mini-map, which is, and WolfCuB getting taken up by Mites, but if you look at Green's mini-map right now, they have the entire map, and there is pretty much nowhere on this map that blue could fly to do a fort drop that would be at all dangerous to them, especially considering they have to come from their fort and not come from whatever other outpost that they might own, which they don't, and now MC deciding to finally push. Sending Goliath, sending these Seekers, probably also going to send the Dillos. Now it's in I don't see a way that this is not going to work. They have a single Bertha sitting over here with a couple of hats and a couple of Longhorn, a single Goliath. So I am ignoring chat at this point, so you guys can evaluate what you want to evaluate. But at this point, there are a lot of tanks coming for. Look at this. Look at that. And now just going to be mayhem and destruction here at Blue's fort. I hope my computer does not freak out and lag this out. Not lag it out, but let's just lag like crazy. And pretty much no blue units left here at the front door. There is that Goliath and this Bertha here. I guess technically the heaviest units that were sitting here to begin with. And now the game is over. I think. Oh, okay. I thought Mites was actually trying to steal some Goliaths for some weird reason. But this is the end of the game. MCcombat and WolfCuB do take this rank 2v2 versus these players I have never seen before, and I did just get an email. And MC with 17 kills, but yeah, it is that typically is what happens when you have full map control and two players are a little bit desperate to try to gain advance. You do usually intercept quite a bit and get a lot of kills. This is RUI, and that's game. See you next time.